Morning, y'all. It's Timidity. I have inflammation in my head, so time to be a little aggressive. Niggas like to say that they're good dads, but then whole time you don't know your fucking kid's allergies. You don't know where your kid's EpiPen is for said allergies. You don't remember their age. You don't remember their birthday. You don't know the name of their teachers. You don't remember what grade they're in. You don't even know what their grades fucking are. I remember during the last few months where I ever saw my dad again in my lifetime. Thankfully, amen. And that's the one time you will see me call him a dad because of convenience. Trust me, I had a video drafted that I deleted before where I had to. Yeah, let's just say dad is just a filler term. Ew. I remember one of the last times I saw my dad. I remember I was painting at my grandma's house and he came in and he was like, "What? You can paint? You can draw? I didn't know you could do that. When could you do that?" And it's like that's been one of my massive personality traits since I was like fucking 6, 8, nigga. And mind you, I was like almost 21 when he said that. I remember the excuse he gave to me in one of the final conversations we ever had with his lame ass. I talked to him about how I didn't even know he was my father because I thought he was just some nigga. I thought he was a cousin. I had no idea who bruh was because of the very small amount of times I ever saw him during my childhood, like finite times. And this nigga tried to use the excuse of, well, I would try to call and you didn't want to see me. You didn't like me. A phone works both ways. Nigga, I was 4. If and also you as an active father, you should be like, if my 4-year-old doesn't like me, I should put an effort to see them and make sure that I'm actually doing something right. I can figure out why they don't like me, how I can make them like me, things like that. Only an absolute like what? It's like you're, and also a phone works both ways. So you're putting the responsibility on a child to tell you, like, how about this? Just because your kid doesn't like you doesn't mean you stop seeing your kid, dumbass. Even parents who get divorces or have baby mama trouble or all that or have any sort of spat, they're still there for your child. I was 4. I didn't like you for valid reasons because you would do dumb shit. Like, I've mentioned before how bids for affection are very important. They kind of let you know who is and who isn't there for you, big or small. And I remember as a kid, I was hanging upside down on some monkey bars or whatever, and I was gonna fall off. And I was like, "Help! Help! My underwear is showing, and my pants are sliding down, and I'm gonna fall. Can you please help me? I don't want to fall." And this bitch ass nigga with 2 free hands, both in his pocket, just stared at me from like 2 feet away and said, you got it. Be chill, you got it." And then guess what? I ate total fucking shit. Just sharp, hard ass mulch all in my mouth, all in my face. Pants fell down, panties fell down, all that. Embarrassed as fuck, crying in public. And then this nigga didn't help me up. He just was like, "You got it, you good." I had to help myself up. Simply put, parents do shit like that and then wonder why. It's like, huh, well, like, why doesn't she ask me for shit? We know why. Why doesn't she talk to me? We know why. Because you saw. And that's not the last pathetic. Like, he's done plenty of pathetic shit in his lifetime. Holy fucking shit. I just really hate deadbeat dads. I think it's so. Like, I hate the ones who try to act like they're good. Like, if you're a deadbeat, commit to being a deadbeat. Don't be like that nigga Frank from Shameless, where it's like, "I need to walk Fiona down the aisle at the wedding, because that's my duty as a father. How dare she strip me of it?" But the whole time, it's like, nigga, haven't you have done millions of terrible, terrible, terrible things to your children for the fucking fun of it. Like, Jesus. People shit on me for estranging my family, but it's like, okay, nigga, if you want to have a situation where your mama's like Precious, or your mama's like mother, like mommy's dearest, like Joan fucking Crawford. Or if you have your own Frank from Shameless, then it's like, if you want to stick around and deal and be like, if you want to be like fucking Mirabelle from fucking Encanto, and yes, I had to Google that because I don't know, I have never seen the movie, but I know what happens. The grandmother's evil, I know that. If you have your own version of Mother Gothel or an evil stepmother or whoever who you're trying to be on good terms with, good for you, I guess. But hate to break it to you, some of us were able to see patheticness and be like, cool, I'm just gonna learn how to survive without you. Because I don't need love from you, food for you, or attention from you at all. So, yeah. And hell, some of these people couldn't even provide it anyway. So it's like, you kind of learn to live without them. They don't always like that, but it's not their, like, it's your fucking fault, my guy. I don't know what you say. I don't like deadbeat dads. I don't like stupid dads. I don't like just this guy I dated. I remember I dated him because I thought, okay, he's a single active father. But then I heard like he did kind of like breadcrumb some shit along the way that had me side eyeing him. It's good that I left him. But one of the worst things is, and this stuck with me, is where he told me like, oh yeah, at some point, Like, her mom was just like strung out on drugs and shit and doing terrible, and just like out of nowhere just came and took Natalie from our house and just fucked off for like half a year. And I said, and you let her? And he said, I mean, yeah, what could I have done? It's like, go to the fucking courts. You have court agreed full custody, and you're running off to, and you're just like, yeah, sure. My alleged schizophrenic crackhead baby mama, who's been abusive to me and other members of my family, sure, she can just straight up kidnap my child and run off to be at any house with any old random ass nigga doing fuck knows what. Like, nigga, what? Like, what? And what baffled me is that it didn't even have, it happened like 2 to 3 times. Two to three, probably more like 2 times. You just went, yeah, my child who is extremely young and vulnerable definitely should be exposed to her mother, who is allegedly just like being with any dude possible, doing as much drugs as possible, and not being a healthy, consistent person at all. Like, and what's fucked up is at some point, like, the baby mother died. That's why he has custody of the child. And I just, ooh. So, in a nutshell, when the baby mother died, what happened was allegedly she had some sort of really, really bad mental breakdown. And she was freaking out and she was seeing things and losing her mind. And she walks up to their house, to like my ex's dad. And she's like, I need to see Natalie. Give her to me. I need to see her just for a few hours. And the dad obviously sees that she's sweating, straight, shaking, and strung out, but something like, he literally thought, I don't want to give her to her. But he did, and he gave the child, Natalie, to her mother. God knows what happened in that time period, but all I know is eventually the baby mother sent a bunch of voicemails saying that Natalie was dead and that she fucking killed her. Thankfully, that was not true. Thankfully, like, Natalie got returned home safely. It isn't addressed when. So the voicemails, I believe, came before, like, they got Natalie back. But it's either way, I don't know. But she was strung the fuck out, and let's just say she had a very bad bender and did a whole lot of substances, and then sadly, I, I'm. Let's just say she passed away, to be respectful, because, and damn, I don't want to use her death as a god. I'm not using her death as a gotcha, but I'm just saying it's like, I still kind of think to myself, why would, like, the granddad having a gut instinct to do so? I semi get it, because it's like, okay, Natalie got returned home safely, but it's still like, why have you multiple times, you stupid fucking alleged good dad, and your family just went, yes, this chick who is in and out of jail and allegedly schizophrenic with potential bipolar disorder and all types of, like, not very great. We should just let the fucking. You just decided, ooh, let's fucking leave my child who's not even fucking 10 with this woman and, like, let her get kidnapped multiple times? I don't know. That relationship ended terribly in a lot of fucking ways, though. So, and he, I don't know. Let's just say I wouldn't be shocked if he lied about certain things, as deadbeat dads tend to do. So it's like, yay that he's an active parent now, and he seems to be doing mostly all right for her. All right enough where I haven't called CPS. I think she seems fine. She seems perfectly happy. She's daddy's girl. But daddy's a fucking idiot. Hell, just to finish this story off, a reason that me and him separated, well, okay, we separated, let's just say, I don't want to talk about the full context. Let's just say he gave $3,000 to a deep fake AI of a porn star. Anyone with fucking half a brain or even a quarter of a brain would have known that it was an obviously fake AI. Did he? No, he didn't. And you want to know what he did? He sent $3,000 to her. And then instead of going, oh shit, I fucked this up and I'm gonna have issues with my rent and my housing and this, and that, because he obviously got scammed by what was probably just some dudes in Thailand or whatever who can't believe they struck gold like that. I remember I was like, here, let me give you some apps that I've used before where you can get jobs instantly. Like, look, this place that's only like a fucking 7-minute drive from your normal job. You could work there after work on the weekends and probably make at least most of your money back to dig yourself out of the rent hole. You want to know what this fucking idiot did? He decided, oh, I'm going to not do that because it's not worth it. I'm instead going to spend money on shrooms and alcohol. because that's what's worth it. And he literally was so pathetic that he was like, I think I should just abandon Natalie. I can just leave her with my dad and then move to Texas and just restart his fucking life. He was trying to claim he would eventually bring Natalie with him as soon as he got things stable out there. And but I don't know. I don't know. Nigga says a lot of things. He's not the smartest man and not a good man in general. Ugh. But let's just say, me shaming him like fucking shit and then ghosting him and stuff did kind of make him realize, oh, right, I should probably prioritize the care and well being of, like, my home and my daughter so that my daughter doesn't get her life uprooted because I'm too fucking stupid to buy a $5 to $30 food handler's card. And instead, I want to be fucking idiotic and spend more than that on shrooms and alcohol. I can't stand deadbeat fathers. They're disgusting. I can't stand bad parents in general. Fucking terrible. So yeah, that was definitely the thing that put a nail in the coffin on my attraction to him for good. Even though there were plenty of other things, but that really sealed it. Like, I don't know. I don't like people who say they're good fathers. It's like, because it's like, mind you, good mothers put everything above there. Like, oh my god. No offense, like, hell, even some of the, like, actually, you know what? I'll mention it. My ex in this story, funny enough, ironically enough, the mother did surprise people because even at her worst, like, the kid was happy. The kid was happy. Like, the kid has amazing memories of her mother. Like, some stuff flawed, absolutely, but still amazingly happy. She got along with all of her mother's boyfriends. She never was inappropriately hurt or touched. She still seemingly had like a consistent amount of food in her system. She seems healthy. And I remember I even got nosy and looked online and I saw like tons and tons of photos and videos of like um yeah, like the mom would always have like a shit ton of clothes and a shit ton and like take her kid out for food and stuff. Like, she seemed like a good parent. She seemed like she did have moments where she did get her life together. So at some points it's still like, I'll put it this way. If my ex was indeed lying and she was a good parent, then I'll put it to you like this. You're still a deadbeat dad no matter how you slice it. Because even if the narrative is, ooh, she's mentally ill junkie who kidnapped my child, it's like that's an interesting thing coming from a dude who was about to sacrifice and uproot his and her's life for shrooms and alcohol. It's like, meanwhile, the photos say, oh, look, like, it's like, oh, so allegedly your ex was some sort of psychotic junkie whore, allegedly. But then it's like, oh, look, she was in nothing but like consistent monogamous relationships with these men. She's taking her daughter out for pasta and lobster. They have, like, she has like a shit ton of clothes and shoes for her daughter. Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. That's something I can't say. Like, especially deadbeat dads who shit on their baby mothers. Like, it's like, if he's really lying on her because she's dead to try to look better, that's. Oh, man. Let me not keep talking about this, or else I'm gonna start looking up hitmans and shit. Not like I can actually find one, but Jesus. I don't like when men aren't good dads. You should know your kids' hobbies, their interests, and all that. But I will give kudos to my ex because there was a point where like he came to me and he was like, I don't know how to navigate this, and can you give me advice, because I know you seem like a open-minded and rational person. And he told me, I think my daughter Natalie is interested in like theory and stuff like furries. And I kind of explained as much as I could about furries, as much as to the extent of my knowledge, and like how, it's like she's not even 10 and she can grow out of it. But even then, at absolute worst, it's like you'll have a daughter who has a passion for arts and crafts and wears a tail every now and then and some cute little cat ears. It's like, it's not inherently bad, and it's like, yeah. And then let's just say I'm glad I could at least be a good benefit to his life at some point, because he and his daughter bonded more, because he could have been a shitty dad and been like, I don't want to hear about your fucking interest, that's weird, fuck you. But I also communicated that even if he did do that, the daughter probably would have been really rebellious, ran into bad groups, all that. So at least he did prove that he was trying to be an intentional father who prioritized his kids' emotions, but also her well being, safety, and more. And then, next thing you know, let's just say time passed, and you would see photos of her at sleepovers with her other friends her age who were all healthy and wonderful little girls, and they'd have on their cat ears and their fox masks and their little raccoon tails, just drawing little animal people together and having a fucking blast. And it's like, see, that's the type of shit where it's like, that's good. Healthy conversations, healthy communication, healthy actions, all that shit. And when he got out of line, I would let him know. It's like, he'd say some shit like, oh, I had to tell her at the park today that she can't be bouncing around like that because she's embarrassing me. And I said, oh, so you tried to shame your kid for something that you were embarrassed over and that she personally didn't care about amongst strangers, so you're trying to show her not to be confident? Also, she would never see those kids again. And think about it. It's a like if her bouncing around and pretending to be a fox and practicing her fox jump is so bad, like I don't see how. Like think about it. She's getting exercise. She's never gonna see those kids again. Other kids will probably join in if they think she's cool. And then on top of that, it's like there are kids who literally eat sand or shit in the sand. Like a kid. Oh no, a kid dancing on a playground where they're supposed to play. How embarrassing. And then he was like, okay, fuck, fine. But and then he would get that shit together. That's that good shit. I'm just saying, I don't like if you see a deadbeat dad and you know they're being deadbeat, check them immediately. Like I'm just saying, you have to. But sometimes deadbeats go deadbeats because I remember whenever I would visit my grandmother's house when I was older, like my dad would be there and it would be so fucking awkward because because it's like imagine you're there with some random nigga who you didn't know was your fucking dad, and only just now are kind of recently realizing it's like, oh, he is. Oh, hmm, no opinion. And then my grandmother would say some shit like, "Ooh, come on, you two, you hug right now, act like you love each other, hug, get together." And then like you would just see us like scoot together and like be like, ugh, and like very lightly dangle an arm from around each other's like forearms and shit. It's like, nigga, how lame must you be as a dad? Where it's like you got a kid who's like, how old was I? I was like, I was in middle school, so probably like 11 or something. You got an 11-year-old who was just like, it's like I don't want to touch him. But the feeling was mutual because he wasn't all smiles and shit either. He was either eye rolling or just kind of like affection, intimacy. I'm a man. No, fuck that shit. If I have a son, I'm gonna let him know. It's like you aren't gonna be one of those deadbeat dads. You're gonna know if you, because it's like, why would you not want to know everything about your child? That's your child. That's your flesh and blood. Why wouldn't you want to know about like which hospital they were born at, their birthday, their interests, their favorite things to do? Do you really want to have a relationship like you had with your like do you, or sorry, simply, but it's like, do you really want to have a fucked up bond with your kid, like all that? And I would tell that out of my partners too, because it's like you're not like, nah. If I were to have a baby with them, it's like you're not about to have me sitting here stuck with the baby all the time. Like I would probably love a child to the point where you would have to pry it out of my fucking hands, absolutely, but you will still care. Cause it's like, do you want to have the same bond that you and your dad had? And then the nigga might be like, "What? I didn't have a bond with my father." Exactly, nigga. So how about this? You make an attempt. You read parenting. Whenever people say there's no handbooks on parenting, there literally are. Barnes and Noble has a whole section. Go get a Kindle membership. It's not that hard. It's really not hard. If you love someone and you love something, you will try. So try. Like otherwise, you can't say you're an active father if you have a one-bedroom apartment and you don't even remember where your kids like school is or their address and don't have their phone number. Exactly. Bye.